Hey guys, what's up? Spectre here, and welcome back to my Skyrim mod build series, where I'll be creating distinct character roles, such as a paladin, a ranger, or as in today's case, a barbarian, and showing you which mods and loadouts would accompany that playthrough the best. Let's get started. Just like in my Ranger build video, all mods mentioned throughout this video will be listed below in organized categories, including my character creation instructions. So if you have any questions or would like to completely duplicate my setup, check the description. When creating this character, I envisioned a male orc, one who grew up within the walls of an orcish compound. Orphaned at a young age, he was raised by the community. His youth would fade as he grew into a young man, one who would take a liking to the chief's daughter. Angered by this, the chief beat him bloody and banished him. He wandered the wastes until he found a new place to make home, one for the orc outcasts and misfits of Skyrim. He and the rest of his clan pillage and take what they need to survive. Let's start with this character's creation. In order to access the race menu at any time, I use an old favorite called race menu anytime. I chose an orc male, of course, the first preset. For his skin tone, I went with a light green tone, the first option. I wanted him to be large and bulky, so I went with a 10 for his weight, meaning I moved over to the right 10 times. Keep that system in mind if you want to copy this character perfectly, as that's how it's written in the description. In order to reflect a battle-hardened character, I wanted to give him a dramatic scar, so I went with the 11th choice. For his war paint, I wound up choosing the 11th option again. For his nose, I went with an 8, the second to last option. Using Heterochromia Complete, a must-have mod that I go back to time and time again, I chose these bright green eyes. You'll find this option by moving the cursor to the right until it's between the E and Y in the word eye. His mouth shape seemed a bit odd to me, so I went for option number 4. The lip color I went with was the third option. I moved on to his brow later in the build and went with option number 13. Now that we've created our aggressive-looking orc, we can move on to his armor. I put it together using 3 different mods. The first is Handwraps Heavy, Light, and Unarmored, which allows you to craft handwraps at the tanning rack. I just really like the tough look they deliver, along with the bloodstains on them. Next, using Barbarian Gear, I crafted an amulet for our barbarian that even buffs him a bit. It also comes with a few more armor pieces specifically for barbarians, which you may want to consider in your own build. And finally, Tsun's armor, which allows you to craft Tsun's armor at the forge. I used the main armor and boots to complete my look. I also went with another old favorite, pocket cases / weapons on back, which I've linked directly below since some have had trouble finding it in the past. It allows you to craft purely cosmetic items to make your character look more heavily armed. In terms of weaponry, I kept things simple with a pair of orcish battle axes that I've improved using Ring and Potions of Crafting, a mod that gives you a ring that allows you to improve items up to 500%. If you want to go for a two-handed weapon barbarian instead, Barbarian Gear also gives you an axe that you can craft at the forge. The player home I went with appeared in my player home mod list, and it's called MsRae's Orc Longhouse Player Home PS4. This functional orc stronghold includes custom clutter, a shrine to Malakath, weapon racks, a bedroom for followers, and even a hot tub overlooking the lake. You can even choose to populate the compound, fitting his backstory. This player home is perfect for any self-respecting orcish warlord. And here's a few mods that I would suggest to make your barbarian playthrough even better. Amazing Race Tweaks Orc PS4 is a mod that tweaks the race abilities of orcs and buffs them significantly. Berserker Rage, for example, will be accessible multiple times a day, perfect for any barbarian. Orc Strength is also buffed, allowing you to carry more items and granting you more stamina, and even Orc Blood, which causes your combat skills to level 20% faster. Helmetless Combat Perks is a mod that removes the requirement to wear a helmet to get the game's armor set perks, and increases damage that you do with weapons when not wearing a helmet. More kill moves and decapitations will help you trigger, more kill moves and decapitations. I felt that this visceral and violent view of combat fits perfectly with a raging barbarian, allowing you to take in and appreciate every gory bit of combat. Dual wield blocking introduces a way for players to block even when holding 2 weapons. This is great for any players like me who prefer to dual wield, especially with a build like this. And there you have it, everything you need for an Orc Barbarian playthrough, from weapon to combat to customization mods. Remember, I tried to put as much information as possible in the description, so if you have any questions, make sure to check there or ask below. Make sure to sub for more Skyrim mod content as well, and for coverage on games like Cyberpunk 2077 and Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.